at the hardware store. There's a couple of things I need to pick up, like a picture frame and a new canvas, because I want to finish the studio at home. In Germany or in Europe in general, we use a sizing system called DIN A. So it's DIN A4, DIN A3, DIN A2, and that goes for all papers. It's a very common way of sizing things. But then when you want to buy a picture frame, let's say you get a print in A4 or A3, they don't have the right measurements here. A lot of them tend to be this shit. It's 30 times 40 centimeters, which doesn't make sense because A3 is 29 by 42. So this wouldn't fit, because then you have to find some specialized sizes that actually are DIN A3 or 2 or whatever, and they are so expensive. Look at this. I would also love to get a new mirror downstairs. We never really have mirrors in our house, at least not full-length one. And I kind of like this color, and then it would go on the yellow wall. Look what I found at the hardware store. Those are the ones that I bought last week. So they have them at the hardware store as well. And I actually think they are cheaper than what I paid. So I will check that once I come home. And more chaos has ensued in my art room because we started putting up the first couple of shelves for my picture frames. That's the first two, and then there's another two going beneath that. So it's 6 in total. Update. So this is the current state now of my studio. We got a few things up, as you can see. Now it's just about getting the details done. First off, we got my enamel pins up and hanging. Then we got a lot of shelves up on this side. They need to hold all my buns with jobs. I started up here, but I need to take them down one more time. This frame is for my Sasha print that I bought. These two are actually for future products. So I have a little bit more space, but I will put something up there for now. Then I need to put my plushies back on here. This little thing we put up there to put socks on. Some of the socks I designed. These two I'm not really sure what to do with yet. This corner is very empty because mainly I want to put prints up there. I don't have that much, but I have at least one really big A2 print of my 100 buns that I did last year for Christmas. So I want to put those up there. And then over here, this is a corkboard we bought for my world map, which is right here. So I want to put this up. We got a mirror now. And up here, I don't know, just more pictures, I guess. Let's get started. I'm actually all giggly and happy on the inside, and it's very hard to describe this feeling because I want to quickly touch on something which has been, I guess, a little bit traumatic for me over the past couple of years. So the thing is that I have been moving a lot in my life. I'm 32 now. I think I moved like 10 or 12 times, and I personally think that's a lot. Sometimes I only stayed in a place for a year, sometimes 3 years, sometimes 4 years, but overall, I've been moving quite a lot. And over the years, it kind of manifested in my head that I can't have nice things. Like I can't have a nicely decorated room in my home because I'm probably gonna move again. Especially if you have been moving as much as me, you know the feeling of hanging stuff on the wall. When you move again, you need to take everything down, and then there's holes, and then you need to fill them up and all that stuff to make it look nice again. So especially painting walls and hanging stuff on the wall has been really difficult for me, so I just never decorated anything. The last home I lived in was the one I thought I'm gonna live in for a really, really long time. So I decided to start decorating, and it cost me around 1,000 euros, took like 2 weeks. And was just like a smaller room than this one because this one is really huge. I got done decorating and I was really happy. And I think like 3 months later, we got kicked out of the house because that was right around the pandemic. And the owners of the house sold the house, and the new owners wanted to move into the house themselves. And that was around Christmas, I think 2020, and we had to leave by the 1st of January. It was really hard to find something new. We found this house now, and we have been living here obviously for a while, and I love this house, and I want to be here forever, or for a long time at least. So around 2 years ago, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make this space look nice. And it feels like it's finally coming to an end. It's like it's a chapter closing, because now there's stuff on the wall. I put stuff on the wall and I put paintings on the wall, and I'm so happy because I feel like I'm finally allowed to feel comfortable, secure in my own home, and cozy, and have the room that I always wanted without being scared of being kicked out. I don't know if anyone can understand this or has had this themselves, but that has always been a really big deal for me. So this feels like a chapter closing, and I'm so excited to finally get done. All clean, time to put them back on the wall. So if you remember our old studio, I had a map on the wall. It was a world map, and it basically showed all the countries that BunBun has shipped to since I started my business. And I really liked the idea of it, but back when I did it, it just didn't work out as I intended, because the map was way too heavy. I wanted to make sure that every country could be seen, but sadly it was just a little bit too big, and the wall couldn't handle that the map was on there. So I got a smaller map, and then I can have the map with all the countries that we have shipped to up on my wall again. This is the size of the map. It's a little bit too big for the corkboard in height, and a little bit too small in length. I thought about if I should cut off a little bit of the bottom, because there's just flags here, and maybe I can take off a little bit on the top, because honestly, I don't ship to the Arctic Ocean. The first couple of pins into the map. It's mainly Europe, and then we have a little bit over in North America. I probably need to sit down and actually look through where we all ship to. For now, I'm just gonna keep this in there and hang it back up. And then I think I'm actually also gonna include my pin club pins on this board, because it's BunBun traveling the world, so it kinda is fitting. See if I can screw this in with one hand. Oh, is this one too big? Nope, that's not working. Okay, that doesn't work either. This seems too big. It doesn't work, oh my god. This doesn't look right. It's not because I'm trying to be stupid on purpose. Oh, this one's too big too. Mama, kannst du mir mal helfen? Danke. Okay, Mom is saying this is the wrong one. I'm gonna try anyway. No. My mom is trying to figure it out now. Okay, we found the thingy that goes on top. Let's try again. I think it's working. It's working! It didn't work. We actually need to ask our friend to come back to figure out the screw situation, but it's hanging now somewhat, but it's still not properly attached to the wall, so I don't know. This is the world map now. I'm really happy. look at the places I have shipped to already, just in Europe. So I think this corner is mostly done for now. I moved the lamp around one more time. It couldn't really fit down there. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This corner is mostly done. It looks insane. There's still a little bit of space for more postcards and artwork there. So I will fill that up over time. This is so pretty. Oh my god. And one more thing before I forget about it. Let's see it when it's dark. Stop! Oh, I love it. This is so cute. Before we are done with this week's studio vlog, there's actually one more thing we have to do, and I've kind of been dreading to do it, and that's working on my pin drawer. I made it around 2 years ago and it went a little bit viral. I think it almost got like 1 million views, both on TikTok and Instagram. And people were going crazy for it for a while until you explain how much work it is to actually build this thing. And I think then it kind of died down. This took me 2 weeks with 4 people to get done. And we're gonna make it again. And there's only one reason why we're doing this, and that's simply that I'm running out of space in my first pin drawer. And I thought to myself, while I'm already at it, renovating everything else, might as well do this thing. I am not looking forward to it because the first time around it was so much work. This is half the size, but it's still gonna be a lot of work. For anyone wondering, these are the Kallax wine inserts. They are normally meant for wine bottles, but who has that many wine bottles? And whoever has that many wine bottles, who buys at IKEA then to get this? I don't know. But I like these because I think they have a great size for the drawers. They are kind of expensive though. They cost 30 euros each normally. They were, however, on discount, so I got them for 25 each. This already cost me like 200 euros just for the wine inserts, not for the Kallax shelf itself. It's old, it's been here for a couple of years. Next up is my least favorite part, and that's actually making the shelves. These are the shelves that I made last year. They all have different colors. I got them cut to size in a hardware store, but you can definitely also do it at home yourself if you want to, but you need to make so many pieces that I was just too lazy to do it. These ones back in the day I fully painted. So they are painted on the inside, the outside, the back, except the bottom. And I kind of regret doing that. So this time we're gonna do something else. We will only color the front because that is the part that you see, and make the little handle and this little cork on the front. Everything else is gonna be as is. No painting, no nothing. Because when wood gets wet, what happens? It starts warping because this is paint that's supposed to go on a wall and not on wood. The warping was pretty bad. We glued these with wood glue. You can definitely also use nails if you want to. It just takes forever. It takes forever no matter what, but that would definitely take longer. I decided to use wood glue, but because some of the wood pieces started warping because of the paint we put on it, we had trouble to assemble some of them. And they might also later on give you trouble when they are inside of the whole drawer. And that is definitely something that might not happen instantly, but gradually over time. We do have quite a few drawers that are actually really, really hard to open, but this happens because of the warping. So they are a really, really tight fit in some spaces. Some of them are easier and some of them are like this one. You need to wiggle around a little bit before you can get them out. To avoid this time, I try to leave the wood as is and only color or paint the front. Let's see if it makes a difference. If you think this seems like a lot of wood, it is only half of what I had last time. So this feels for me actually like it's not that much. Because the Kallax shelf has 8 compartments and each wine insert has 9 compartments. We have a total of 74 compartments that we need to make drawers for. So 74. Yeah, and last time I made 144. That's right. Okay, I'm just gonna go with 74. Maybe my math is bad. So the most important thing here are the measurements. And I'm gonna put the measurements up for you on the screen right here. These are the measurements you need to build one of these inserts or shelves. They work, it fits well. I'm gonna start out building a few or gluing a few of the drawers right now. The drying process is what takes the longest. And afterwards, I'm gonna start out painting a few of the front bits. Okay, first couple ones are done. These ones still need to dry a bit. I think the ones over here should almost be dry already, so I can attach the next piece. And now this is gonna dry. And once this is dry, we attach the other side, which is gonna be here. This is the bottom and this is the first side. And the second side needs to go on here. We do that after this one dries down because otherwise the pieces could easily fall apart. So we need like a corner piece that holds everything together. And I'm done for now. It took, I think, 6 hours. It's dark outside. I think I'm gonna go to bed now and then paint these tomorrow and do the other 2 sides. It's the next day. The trash goblin is back in the house. Hello, I just woke up. Oh my god. I put on a different t-shirt so I could start painting. But before I start painting, I want to get these last ones done so I can put them over there. Then we're going to start painting these. But yeah, let's get this done first. I want to get this whole project done today because last time, as I said, it took us 2 weeks, but that was also because we painted every single piece of wood and it took forever. Since I'm not doing this time, I hope we are done later today because I want to get this over with. It dries down super quick because this is actually wall paint and the wood just absorbs it. We have now moved on to doing pink. All the other ones are done. And I still need to glue these. It's only 6 p.m. so I have a few more hours that I can work. Next up, I will be cutting this long piece of wood to size so we can use it as the handles. And if you want to make this yourself, you can obviously buy some really pretty handles. It's really hard to find some under $2 with the amount of drawers I have, it would get really expensive really quickly. We try our best. Let's make 72 of these.
How old was this girl? Same age. Still the white female. It's not a white female, it's two black females. It would be either plain between the...
You can do this with a handsaw, but it's gonna take forever. I tried the first time, took ages, so get one of these. And here are all my handles. Afterwards, you also have to sand these things because this is what they look like. Once you sand them a tiny bit, they look like this, which is much nicer. And then we can paint them. This part is completely optional, but this is me cutting some cork to size, and it looks like this when it's done. I just do this because this is what I use to pin my enamel pins on, and this is what they look like once they are on the drawer, and then I can put the pin on the front so you know which corresponding pin is inside the drawer. Only 1 hour later and they are all done. Way! This was horrible. I never want to do this again. Little update, I decided to abandon the cork. I already painted this stuff, but I just noticed, I thought they looked so weird. It's thicker than my old cork, and it just looks so nasty in comparison to the old stuff. So I guess I'm just gonna pick up some thinner cork that's not as thick as this one, because it was also really hard to cut. It just looks really uneven, and good thing I already spent like 2 hours on this today. Dear Lord, I'm finally done. Look at this. I'm done. I just need to wait for everything to dry, and then we can put it in to my new shelf. Oh my God. And with that, this project is done. Was it fun? No. Do I like the outcome? Yes. Do I recommend you doing it? No. So even though I gave you a lot of tips and the measurement for it, don't do it. It's really pretty though, but it sucks. And with this still being the biggest project that needed to be done, I hopefully will film this studio tour for you guys soon. There's still some small stuff I have to do, but I think I'm gonna do that off camera, and I hope I see you again for next week's studio vlog. Bye bye guys.